Hi. You know, some people seem to be intimidated by the subject of computer graphics. The idea of images generated by billions of calculations on machines that think in terms of on and off switches, zeros and ones, seems to scare some people. Pictures like these were made by people who didn't have time to worry about hexadecimal codes or computer programming. They didn't have to, because of the software and systems developed by Wavefront Technologies. All they needed was their imagination. Wavefront software allows you to create any number of objects, then move them about in a dynamic relationship with one another. It's animation by computer. But let's say you have something that already exists, like a robot arm, an airplane, or a car. You might want to see what happens when it's moved one way or another, across a distance or over a specified period of time. Wavefront can simulate virtually any circumstance you can describe. In short, we offer hardware and software systems that provide cost-efficient solutions for almost any problem you might encounter in computer animation and simulation. With Wavefront, you can create complex and dynamic computer graphics with relative ease and at a reasonable cost. You might say we make a kind of graphics toolkit. The Wavefront system consists of 3 separate software modules: Model, Preview, and Image. Depending upon your requirements, you may need only a part of the toolkit. And since these programs allow you to create your own graphics one step at a time, you use only the software that you need. Hey, it's like any job. You do your best when you have all the right tools. So to go along with our software, we provide the state-of-the-art in hardware. Now, Wavefront software operates on many of the graphics computers that have a Unix operating system. And if you don't know what that means, you don't need to worry, because Wavefront will help you find the right hardware to fit your needs. Once you have the right tools, you can build almost anything. Usually, it begins here, at a digitizing tablet. Simply call up Wavefront's model program and use this puck to mark off the necessary points that define your object. In Model, you can digitize from up to 8 different orthographic views to build your object. You can bring it up close to examine a specific area, or move it back and see the whole thing. Rotate it. View it any way you want. These numbers are the points we just created on the digitizing tablet to geometrically describe our object. Now, you could use other methods like 3D digitizers or video scanning as well. If you already have a database like this, you can simply read that into Model. Then you can examine it or modify it however you want. Now, the second part of Wavefront's 3-way solution to animation and simulation is the Preview program. Preview allows you to take your data or the data you created using Model and add motion to it. You can pick an unlimited number of components. These objects, light sources, or views, we call them cameras, and place them wherever you want them. But the key to Preview is its ability to create motion for almost any object, whether it was created in Model or comes from some other source. Simply determine how long you want the motion to take, then choose as many key positions as you need. Preview will do the rest. You can easily rotate it, move it closer or farther away. Place it in virtually any position you want. Preview will remember each position for you and then create a motion that connects all those positions. Watch. But this is just the beginning. You can vary the speed, the number of viewing angles, as well as the motion itself. Preview also allows you to graph the motion and modify it mathematically or visually. This magenta line represents the motion we just created. You could blend it, change the beginning or ending velocities, Or we could simply change it to a spline, which makes the motion even smoother. This ability to edit is Wavefront's most important feature. Anything can be easily changed by inputting new data, changing the keyframes, modifying the speed, or picking up a different viewport, to name just a few of Preview's many variables. Now, let's place our camera on board that pyramid. Take a little ride. It can be a lot of fun, but Preview has some very practical uses as well. For example, if you had the elevation and airspeed data from the airplane flight recorder, the trip we just took could have been that of an airplane. Or you could take a walk through the halls of a building that is currently only a blueprint. You can simulate possible movements for robotics and even use the data created by Preview to drive those machines. Or you could create animation like this for the entertainment industry. The animation that you just watched was an example of what Wavefront Technologies' 3 programs can do together. With Model, we created the geometry of these objects, then plotted their motion and our angle of view with Preview. But the pièce de résistance was the finished surfaces, right? That rendering was done with our image program. Remember, with Preview, you can choose the number and placement of light sources that will illuminate your object. In Image, you choose the intensity, the attenuation, and the color of those sources. Let's just keep these for a minute. Now, what about the surface? You could make it solid, metallic, or you can create a texture, or almost anything. You can vary them all with Image to achieve the look you want. How about gold? I've always liked gold. Image also can save you tremendous amounts of time by allowing you to map out the reflections you will see in your objects. And if you've rendered several objects separately, Image can now combine them to create a composite picture. Now that you've decided on the type of surface and the quality of light falling on the object you created with Model, Image will realistically render each frame of the motion you created with Preview. Then the resulting scene can be output to videotape or film for a final product. Not bad, huh? But there's even more to Wavefront Technologies than the programs and the equipment you've just seen. It's the dedicated group of people behind these products. Wavefront staff designed the Wavefront Dynamic Imaging System based on over 60 years of collective practical experience in the fields of computer animation production and software development. These are people who will work with you to determine and provide just the right combination of software and hardware that you need. People who will give you the training and support you need to free your imagination. Today's viewers come to expect highly sophisticated images. Now, Wavefront has made it possible for you to develop them in a powerful, cost-efficient manner. See, there's nothing to be afraid of after all.